Hi, I'm Steve Adubato with the greatest job in the world. What does that mean? It means I'm in the heart of Lincoln Center at the Tisch WNET studio, and I get to interview fascinating people like the woman you're about to meet on camera. For the first time with us, she is Alexandra Wilkis Wilson, co-founder and CEO of Glam Squad and the co-founder of GILT. How you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Curious, Glam Squad is?
We are an app that delivers beauty services to clients in 3 cities, New York, LA, Miami. Beauty services in the home, in the hotel room, in the office, wherever our clients might want to have them.
How do they get it?
So you download our Glam Squad app and you can reserve a time. It can be just a couple hours into the future, or you can plan about 28 days in advance. And for a very affordable price, given the luxury service that we offer, it's $50 for a blowout. We will deliver highly trained, vetted beauty professionals to your doorstep.
Who's the market?
So when I think of our clients, and I spend a lot of time with them, just learning from them and understanding what is it that they love so much about Glam Squad, we have 3 buckets. So we have the professional woman, and she could be very junior in her career or all the way up to the C-suite, doesn't matter, they're all interested. We have the busy mom, and then we have the young and social. And the reality is a lot of women fall into 2 or even 3 of those buckets.
It's interesting. You talk about going out there and talking to different women and understanding the market, you know. But you have this background, and before you started Glam Squad, you have this great background and track record of being very successful with GILT. You started the GILT group in 2007? So,
right.
You don't mind if I'll throw some numbers at you? GILT group did what?
So GILT was the first online flash sale company in the United States, and I was one of 5 co-founders, and what I did functionally was convince the best brands in the world to sell merchandise online in a very exciting appointment shopping format for amazing prices.
Well, let's just do this. In 2008, $25 million in sales. 2010, $425 million in sales. How's that happen?
So the GILT story was an amazing story of great ideas, incredible, dedicated, passionate employees who came together to pursue this very exciting vision of bringing the concept, the excitement of a New York City sample sale, bringing it to customers all across the country and ultimately all across the world. And so I, as an entrepreneur, love the moment where you're taking an idea that you believe in. I have to believe in it. I have to understand it. I'm much better when it's sort of a consumer-facing idea, and figuring out, okay, how do you take that idea into a reality and really scale and hopefully hit that hockey stick of hypergrowth.
What do you love about it?
So,
because for 90% plus of the time, it doesn't work. So what do you love about it?
I mean, it's true. Most startups fail. We all
By
know
far.
that. By far. Especially, it's very hard for female founders to get funding. They don't have a lot of role models, et cetera. So, you'd think all strikes are against you. But I'm the type of person, I think we were so lucky in the story of GILT, and certainly today in the story of Glam Squad, of putting together an A+ best-in-class team. I believe no one can do it alone. Startups are really hard. I often call them like a roller coaster ride. You're going to hit, if you're an entrepreneur, you hit the highest professional highs you can ever possibly imagine. The little wins, they invigorate you, they give you that adrenaline, it's amazing. But in those moments when things go wrong, whether they be little setbacks or sometimes big setbacks, you never know, you really will experience the lowest lows.
It's interesting, as I listen to you talk about your passion for being an entrepreneur, the highs, the lows, the building of the team, I'm curious, if you were to describe your leadership philosophy, how you approach leadership and your biggest leadership lesson, what would it be?
So I love learning from others and emulating from leaders that I've either had the experience of working with, around, for, or just reading about. And so, I think for me, I try to be an authentic leader. I try to lead sometimes very much from the heart. I'm also a mother. I think sometimes I have like motherly qualities. I care about my team. Obviously, I care about the business and the company. I care about the clients. I think both in the story of GILT as well as Glam Squad, when it's a services business, when it's a business that is every day of the week, even on holidays, you always have to care. And that caring, whether it be for your clients or your customers or your brand partners, really comes through.
Is it 24/7?
It's 24/7.
Being a leader, being the CEO, being the brand, is it 24/7? Because you talk about being a mom, you talk about this other part of your life. How the heck, because there's only 24 and there are only 7. So how do you pull that off?
Yeah, I mean, everyone always asks about work-life balance and how do people manage it, and I think
how do you?
I think it's a day-to-day experience, and I think there are going to be days where you have to be totally focused on one element, your job, your career. Maybe there's a big launch coming up. You could be fundraising. You could have some new bells and whistles from a tech feature that are being rolled out, and so it's very lopsided in terms of the professional. And then there are moments on the personal side where you have to say, you know what, I'm sorry to the team. Like, this is really important to me. This is a priority, whatever that might be. First day of school, maybe it's a sports game. And we have a culture at Glam Squad where we respect that of one another. We know that if someone's gonna need to duck out of the office for a couple hours for a personal matter that's really important, they catch up. We work till midnight.
They're not on the clock.
Yeah, it's different.
Before I let you out of here, most important 3 lessons, 3 tips for a woman or a guy. They say they want to, hey, I want to do a startup. I want to do a startup. I've had this dream. I want to be an entrepreneur. 3 pieces of advice.
So 3 pieces of advice. Number 1, I'm a huge believer in building your network. I think that you're going to be as successful as those around you want you to be, and build that network in an authentic way. What goes around comes around. You help people. One day when you need help, that network is going to be really critical to your ultimate success. So that's number 1. Number 2, I would say, if you don't ask, you don't get. And a lot of women are sometimes shy to ask for help when they need it. And number 3, I would say, have fun. If you're going to go into some sort of entrepreneurial environment, whether it be a true startup or even an entrepreneurial project within a bigger company, do something you're really passionate about. So when that alarm clock rings, you are excited to wake up, get out of bed, and begin your day.
That matters also because when you have the rejections and things don't work well, that passion will get you through it. Alexandra, I want to thank you for joining us and wish you all the best with Glam Squad.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us. This is One-on-One at the Tisch WNET studio right here on 66 and Broadway. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thank you so much.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. This special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by NJIT, United Water, Meridian Health, Cone Resnick, Fedway Associates, the Fidelco Group, and by New Jersey Sharing Network. Promotional support provided by NJ.com, Small News, Big News, True Jersey, and by NJ Biz, All Business, All New Jersey. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.